Okay guys, so this is question 4 I'll go for, and the question goes like this, that you have an Azure subscription named subscription 1 that contains a resource group named RG1. In RG1 you create an internal load balancer named LB1 and a public load balancer named LB2. You need to ensure that an administrator named admin1 can manage LB1 and LB2. So the question is about administrator having privileges, permissions to handle the load balancer 1 and load balancer 2. The solution must follow the principle of least privilege. Which role should you assign to admin 1 for each task? Okay, so load balancer 1 and load balancer 2 configurations need to be changed, right? So how would it really then look like? So suppose you have an LB here and load balancer, and that's internal load balancer, and then there's a private or public load balancer, actually public load balancer. So in that case, the traffic, so there should be backend pool. Normally in load balancer you configure backend pool and health probe. So what roles need to be done, what roles need to be given, what privileges need to be given to the administrator to add a backend pool? So backend pool are just how many virtual machines can we have in backend pool, right? So backend pool just means that. And health probe does what? It just checks that the VMs are up or down. And the privileges to do any of these configurations. So what are the administrator privileges, right? What are the administrator privileges needed to do this, right? To add any machine to the backend pool or do anything with the backend pool of load balancer, internal or public, whichever, but to make changes in the backend pool and health probe. So that's the actual question here. So for that, I would so the question would be, which role should you assign to admin for each task? And to answer, select the appropriate options in the answer area. Each correct selection is worth 1 point. So answer is to add a backend pool to lab LB1, load balancer 1, and to add a health probe to load balancer 2. So there's a contributor on LB1, network contributor on LB1, network contributor on resource group 1, owner on LB1. So owner would and contributor would actually give too much privileges, as they are saying that it should follow the least privilege principle, this one, right? Principle of least privilege. So owner and contributor gives more privileges, but where should you give, if you have to give just the network contributor role to the user? So should it be given on the load balancer or should it be given on the resource group? So about network contributor as well, so about built-in roles, right? So here, if there's a mention of network contributor, so there is network contributor here and lets you manage networks but not access them. If I go to this, if it opens with network contributor lets you manage networks but not to access them. So what can you do with network contributor? Microsoft authorization, read roles and role assignments, create and manage classic metric alert, create and manage networks, gets the availability statuses for all resources in the specified scope, create and manage a deployment, get SOAR, lists resource groups, create and update support ticket. So this is what network contributor does, right? And you can just know from JSON as well that what are the roles there, and priority in a zone contributor, and then it goes on traffic manager contributor, and storage. So there are so many of those network contributors especially. Well, I'm going to storage right now, but I should stick to just the network, and that is network contributor here. So you can see that these are the actions that the network contributor take. So network contributor on LB would be the correct answer then, because it will be the only least privilege role that you can give to the administrator 1 to make changes to the backend pool and the health probe. So the answer would be this. So the answer is correct, and it shows here network contributor on LB1 and network contributor on LB2 without giving extra privileges. We can give privilege on resource group because the admin won't be able to make changes on backend pool and health probe if administrator has been given any level of privilege on resource group. Resource group does not have those components of backend pool and health probe. Those are in load balancer. So hence the answer is this, right? So it's a correct answer. If you need this whole sample question files, you can just email me as well, and I'll let you know how to get this file. And other than that, any comments you have, any suggestions, let me know. I'll keep on posting some brief explanations of all the questions for AZ104. Then I'll go for other exams as well. Thank you for listening. Until next question, bye bye.